Oh yeah, the day is finally here, everyone. Battlefield 2042 is officially released to anyone and everyone. This game has successfully completed its early access period, in which you had to spend minimum £70 in order to enjoy a second glorified beta test. And the game came out the other end. It is now officially available, and a small patch has come out with it as well. Not really a day one patch, but it is the day one patch because there's not going to be another patch for 11 days or however long it is. So today I wanted to answer a really simple question: is Battlefield 2042 worth your money? And let me just say it, let me just be real honest with you. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. It is probably one of the worst things you can spend your money on. This game will give you absolutely nothing apart from bitter resentment and a real burning passion to commit arson. I want to start off by just talking about the price of this game, because this game is so goddamn expensive. But this game is £50, alright, $49.99 Great British pounds on both Steam and Origin, and that's just a base edition. That is the standard edition, no additional content. You didn't even get to play that early. But then obviously on top of that, you can buy the gold edition, which gives you something. That's £70, and then you can get the ultimate edition, which is what, £110, £100. Look, if you're spending £100 on a video game, right, and I was only £40 off of this, but £100 is so goddamn much. I don't know what you can do with that money, but do not spend it on 2042. As always, EA have shown that they do not give a fuck about anything to do with video games. The only thing EA care about is money, investors, and money. Just loads and loads of money.
We just need to put some more money in our pockets.
2042 quite clearly is just not a Battlefield game. All of the former DICE employees that worked on Battlefield 3, 4, Battlefield 1 was the last game which the DICE we knew worked on, and I think a few of them were left over for 5. All of them have gone for 2042. These are not DICE developers, so quite clearly the game is not going to be like Battlefield. It's certainly not going to be the same Battlefield with the same soul and the same heart which we were all used to. Instead, we get this incredibly empty, shallow, fucking soulless cash grab of a game, which is so incredibly out of touch with not only the players, but its own fucking game. The lore of 2042 is actually fascinating. It's quite interesting in terms of a global climate crisis, which has led to nation states breaking down, wars forming, these no-pats which have, no commitments to countries, they're just mercenaries. It's all very gritty and it's dark. And then you play the actual game and every fucking map is pristine clean with zero props, zero ambience on the go. It's just completely flat, textureless objects. And then on top of this, you get the dog shit specialist quips at the end of matches, these caricatures of soldiers which say dumb lines which align with nothing in the actual game itself. It aligns nowhere with the lore, and it's like the story people, the music people, and then the actual gameplay people were all in fucking separate rooms. And that's actually because this game was entirely made in fucking lockdown, and my god, you can tell. But even some games made in lockdown aren't this fucking horrendous. So that's the one thing which is holding 2042 back, and it doesn't matter when people turn around and go, oh yeah, but Battlefield has always had bad launches. Battlefield 4 was the worst launch game in the franchise. Yeah, cool, whatever. That's a really solid point, yeah. First of all, Battlefield 4 was released 8 years ago. You would think in 8 years, after multiple Battlefield launches, they would have slightly perfected it. I'm not talking perfect, I'm not talking fucking flawless, but I'm just talking an improvement, just a general improvement. And also on top of that, Battlefield 4 was still a solid game. Battlefield 4 still had content, and it had damn good gameplay. And I remember this very specifically, which was the most frustrating part about Battlefield 4's launch, was that the game itself was fucking good. You just couldn't play it. You physically couldn't play it. 2042 is like, the game itself is shit, and then on top of that, it also doesn't work. So you have a broken, flawed, and fundamentally rotten core to a game, which is only made worse by performance issues, bug issues, balancing issues, any any fucking issue you can think of. So it doesn't matter that this game is broken and give it a few more months to fix itself or whatever, because the game itself is still shit. The core is still shit. It's the exact same thing as Cyberpunk 2077, right? They said, okay, yeah, we'll fix all these bugs, we'll make the performance better, but the game itself is still hollow. There's still nothing there. You know, like it's a polished turd, but it's still a fucking turd. It's still a turd on the bottom of my shoe. It's disgusting. I don't want to go near it. I've been seeing so many goddamn theories that 2042 was actually started as a battle royale game, and then halfway through, because, you know, Firestorm failed and Apex started to decline and shit, they switched it back to a more traditional Battlefield. And my god, you know, like, as much as this is incredibly far-fetched and ridiculous, I could actually see it being pretty fucking plausible in a lot of cases. What with swapping out attachments mid-game, which is maybe useful for the first like 10 minutes of gameplay, looks kind of cool. Maybe feeds into their only in Battlefield marketing campaign, which they released with Battlefield 4. Like, how desperate are you? Do something new. Like, the one thing you had to do was take inspiration, and you've taken inspiration from your older games for marketing, not for fucking gameplay, for marketing. It makes no sense. If you can borrow what you've done before, then do it for something fucking useful, not something to boost your sales and catfish fucking customers. It makes no sense at all. And as well, on top of this, you know, the maps, the maps are shit, man. The maps are actually awful. None of them stand out as at least semi-decent maps. The only kind of decent map is Discarded, and that's because it has a little bit of urban combat. You know, I think the B objectives maybe have like little kind of houses and like bits of cover. It plays like a very small Call of Duty map. That's kind of cool. You know, I like the trees. You know, the terrain actually has a little bit of ascension. There's a little bit of cover. Discarded is playable. Same with Orbital. Orbital's alright, but the rest of them are just fucking awful. By far the worst thing in Battlefield 2042 is Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope is probably the biggest atrocity in video games ever. Like, I'm not one to get vexed about pixels on a screen, but when it comes to Battlefield, you know, as a franchise which has been on the verge of collapsing because EA have fucked it in the arse for so many goddamn years, seeing this game fall on its arse yet again is depressing. It's like seeing a friend that has got very slowly fucked up from doing way too much acid has started to lose their mind and delve into crazy conspiracy theories. Look, I'm just trying to make a point here. Kaleidoscope is shocking. I have never seen a map which is so shit in my life. I have genuinely played Roblox maps from 2011 which play better than this, which had better detail, which had more flow to them than whatever the hell this is. What is this? It literally looks like this map was made in 10 minutes. Like, where's the lighting? There's no shadows, there's no props, and there's no fucking cover. It's just geometry. It's just triangles. Like, what are these triangles supposed to be? Again, you know, the lore of the game. There's war everywhere. The world is fucked. You can put some tents around, some blown up vehicles, even some trenches. Would that not make sense? Instead of this pristine map which looks like it has just been unveiled in North Korea. I genuinely cannot believe that 2042 is this fucking bad. And do you know what stings the most about this game, right? I saw the Battlefield 2042 reveal trailer, you know, where it had the goddamn shooting the jet out of the jet. It had fucking cool music. It had, you know, Battlefield Friends references. It was crazy. It was over the top. It was exactly what everyone wanted. And then the game itself is nothing what people wanted. And I don't care how many times you give this game slack and say that, you know, DICE were pushed up against the corpos and they're trying to please the stockholders and that. They knew exactly what they were fucking doing. If they can make a trailer which perfectly encapsulates what every single Battlefield player wants from a new Battlefield game, and then don't fucking make it, Is there an excuse for that apart from we are deceiving you to shit, we're stealing your money, and then we're spitting on your grave? Fuck you. That's what they're saying, is fuck you and everything you stand for. I'm genuinely going through a grieving process here of fluctuating between pure anger, pure disgust, pure sadness and depression, and then slight little glimmers of enjoyment and little bursts of optimism, mostly when I've had a fat zoo and I can't get angry at this game. Even when I have a fat zoo and I'm playing this game, it feels like I'm on my phone. It feels like I've projected an app store game onto my monitor. It is dog shit. If your game is still shit after smoking weed, then you need to fucking sort it out. That is how I'm going to end this video. I have a headache. You know. Look, I'm done. Cheers for watching. I'll catch you lot in a bit.